Hey, what's going on, everyone? Tolly Carr, Atlanta Studios, HBCU game day. The Southern University head football coaching position still open, but here is some news that could. We just got to factor this in here. Ian Rappaport is reporting that there is mutual interest between Southern University and NFL Hall of Famer Marshall Faulk. That's what's being reported by Ian Rappaport. Now, nothing is official, of course. Whenever you have these positions that are open, especially high-profile jobs like Southern University, you'll get reports from all over the place of potential candidates and who might be interested. We've gone through this whole thing with Connell Maynard this week, right? Well, now a name to pay attention to as we try to put the pieces of the puzzle together of who might be the next Southern University head football coach is Marshall Faulk. Now, this could be continuing the trend of high-profile NFL players in the last 365 days, not even that much, taking over at HBCU programs. Of course, we got Deion Sanders at Jackson State. We have Eddie George at Tennessee State. Now, is it possible, question mark, that Marshall Faulk could be taking over at Southern? He is a Louisiana native. Again, this was reported on Twitter just Tuesday evening by Ian Rappaport. Bleacher Report is running this story. I'm going to read you what Rich Eisen had to say. He says this, absolutely this, Marshall Faulk is easily the wisest, smartest, sharpest football mind I've ever been around. Southern U would be lucky. Now, Rich Eisen doesn't hire people, but boy, that sounds like an endorsement. Now, one thing you have to consider, when things are leaked and when things get out, especially with high-level media sources, it's not by accident. These things can often be strategic. So I'm just laying things out there for you to consider. Nothing is an absolute fact as I talk to you right now and as you listen, but it is being reported mutual interest between Southern University and Marshall Faulk. Now, let me play a clip between me and BJ Jones. This is a conversation we had probably 10 days ago. We never really got around to putting it on air, but I think it's relevant now. I asked BJ the question about this narrative, this argument we've been seeing on social media. High celebrity, high profile coach or hard-working coach who's been coming up through the ranks. And not to say that high-profile coaches aren't hardworking, but the everyday Joe kind of common man who's been in the trenches for a while, are they getting overlooked now? And is that a good thing, bad thing, or indifferent for the sake of high-profile coaches? Here's what BJ had to say about that.
I hear a lot of people say, hey, this is good. This is bringing attention to us. This is doing this, this is that. At the end of the day, once that attention is brought to us, you still have to win. You still have to run a successful program. The end all and be all can't be attention and eyeballs. There has to be something done after that. So we'll wait and see how this thing works out. But it is a big risk anytime you hire someone who does not have that coaching experience and that pedigree or that track record to say, hey, I've done this and this is what I've done. You can have a lot of money and lose too. Texas A&M and Texas have more money than anybody. They ain't exactly lighting it up. So you can have money, have all of these things and still lose if you don't have the things in place. Grambling historically ain't a rich school. They got a lot of football tradition. They do a lot of winning. Alcorn, they ain't got a lot of money. They're doing a lot of winning. At the end of the day, it's what the kids that you're able to attract, can you develop them? And then once you develop them, can you go out and win football games? A lot of people, these kids to come in ready-made, and that's not usually the case in college football. There has to be some coaching and some development.
Okay, let us know your thoughts. What do you think? Would you be excited to see Marshall Faulk at Southern University? These kind of litmus test control groups, these things happen in real time. Your comments might be more important than you think. Who knows? But at the end of the day, it's interesting to talk about. It's a big-time job, Southern University, a lot of excitement, a lot of conversation. We'll keep you up to date as things unfold. From Atlanta, I'm Tolly Carr, HBCU Game Day. Thanks for hanging out with us and joining the conversation.